Hello, I'm Cassia Hayden. Welcome to my channel. I apologize for my hair and the general mess of my filming area. This is also currently my couch until I can get my furniture in here, which I can't get done until I have the house done, and clearly it's barely even started. Um, I haven't gotten a whole lot done this week because I kind of been trying to bust ass trying to get my floor clean so I can get my stepdad in here to fix the wiring. Um, so I've been kind of ignoring everything else, trying to get that done. Actually ended up cleaning the spare room floor 4 times last week because somebody decided that because he's afraid of the cats, he was going to misbehave. He is very well potty trained, by the way. He knows better, but he was feeling neglected because he's afraid to come over here. For some reason, within the last couple of days, he's gotten over that and has started laying by me over by the couch again. I don't know why. And I'm not complaining. I'm glad he's doing it. But, and he's stopped going potty in there. Um, I don't know why he felt so neglected to feel the need to punish me like that, but he's stopped doing it. It's now clean. And but I still have to finish the other half of the bathroom, and do the hallway and the kitchen and by the front door. But it'll all get done. But because of that, I am now incredibly behind on my dishes and laundry again. And the laundry wouldn't have been such a bad problem except for the cats decided to start going potty on my things again. Their boxes are clean. They have 7 clean boxes, so there's really no excuse for it. But I think that because I've been taking him out so much to go potty, they're starting to feel neglected. So they're punishing me for making sure he goes potty by going potty on my things. Um, they'll all adjust eventually. But until then, it just is what it is. Um, but the reason for my hair has nothing to do with me trying to catch up on all the stuff I'm behind on. Um, the reason for my hair is because if you saw the video on Sunday, you probably already know that I was incredibly ill. I was way more ill than I let on in the video. I was pretty much almost deathly ill. I should have been in the hospital, but I refused to go. I didn't refuse somebody else to take me there. I just will not go to the hospital unless I'm like 100% convinced that if I don't go, I will in fact die. No, even though I should be in the hospital for how bad I should have been in the hospital for how bad I was on Sunday, I will not go because I have a history with going to the hospital, because other people insist I need to go for things that I know I can write out on my own. And then I get there, and the hospital actually not only wastes my time getting me there, but by the time I get there, they act like I'm a hypochondriac because they pretend that the symptoms I was having were never there in the first place. So they refuse to actually do anything for me, which is a huge waste of my time and only actually makes me sicker because I should be in bed resting and getting better rather than, messed with and hauled to the hospital and stressed out and then like unable to rest or anything at all at the hospital because they're in there every 5 minutes and there's lights glaring that are giving me a migraine, and they won't let me have any fluids. They don't make sure I have a way home, and then I have to sit there for hours waiting for somebody to take me home just so I can go back home and rest which is what I should have been doing in the first place to begin with. Instead of wasting my time at the hospital that did nothing but make me sicker. So again, I won't go to the hospital unless I'm convinced that if I don't go, I will die. So it is what it is. However, I was completely bedridden all Sunday. And it turns out that it wasn't just the neighbors keeping blaring their music all night, having their bass shake my house and therefore my entire body. And it wasn't just, incessant amounts of stress that I've been trying to deal with for almost a year now, nonstop. And it wasn't just me pushing myself too hard, with no way to cool my home while I'm dripping sweat and putting myself through heat stroke. It was a combination of those things, but it was also the little kids that keep harassing me and my dog every time I go to the mailbox or try to go to church, that literally will chase us down the sidewalk to block our path. One of those girls, they had actually been ill the day prior to her petting Siren, which made Siren sick, and then in turn made me sick. So I had the 24-hour flu because of her, and I didn't even know she was sick. So another reason for me to not want those kids messing with my dog, because I have autoimmunes, so I shouldn't be exposed to that stuff. Granted, I do have lupus, so when my lupus is out of remission, I actually have way too strong of immune system that actually attacks my organs. However, when my lupus isn't in remission, I still do have fibromyalgia, and it does attack my immune system. And not to mention my boyfriend, Sam, has autoimmunes, as not only just fibromyalgia, but he also has colitis and spondylitis, and those affect your immune system, on top of the fact that he also is on medication that lowers your immune system as well. So I can't get sick to keep him from getting sick, because if I get sick that badly myself, he will end up in the ER on his deathbed if he gets it from me. So I can't see my boyfriend for the next week at least, because those two girls got me sick. With something that I should not have been gotten sick with in the first place, because they shouldn't have been near me and my dog, knowing that he's a service dog in the first place, knowing that they had just been sick, because they could have killed me. Not only could they have killed Sam, they could have killed me. So yeah. Yet another good reason to want these kids to stay the hell away from me and my dog, when I can't even get to my mailbox without them terrorizing us. It's bad. It started out just, hey, can I pet your dog? Sure, why not? And then turned into, they will not leave us alone. It's become a problem. And, like I said before, I usually don't mind kids or people, spending time with him. I think it's good for him to socialize so that he does learn that people aren't scary, and all of that. But at the same time, he is not a pet. He is a service dog. He has a job to perform. And if people are bothering him all of the time, when I'm trying to get him from point A to point B, it's unacceptable. Now, if it's at church where I'm trying to socialize him at church, that's okay. If I have him at Sam's house and I'm trying to socialize him with Sam and Sam's kids and Sam's dog, that's okay. But if we're trying to get to the mailbox and home, or to the church and home, we don't want to be stopped every 5 minutes for hours on end to be harassed and terrorized by a bunch of kids and not able to get past them. And being told it's not a good time is completely ignored, and they're just not letting us through. Like, come on. There's a reason why he has a service vest. There's a reason why he's being taught commands. I mean, he's not a pet. You can't just run up to him while we're trying to walk places and stop us and block our path and not let us through. I mean, even if he was a pet, that would start pissing anybody off after a while. Like, come on. I mean, and I know I complained about this a lot the last time I did a video, but it's continued since then. So it's still not stopping, even though I've already mentioned it multiple times to the girls to stop. But anyway, that's not why you guys are here. You guys are here for my lovely book. My lovely book that I need to explain to you guys. But yeah, so I will be getting the house clean little by little. I need to get it done. I want to get it done. I need my dishes back. I need my laundry cleaned. I need my floors cleaned. I need everything cleaned. Well, I don't need everything cleaned, but I need everything clean. You know what I mean? But yeah, while I was sick, I was so sick I could not get out of bed. So if I can't get out of bed, I can't take Siren out to go potty. So even though I cleaned up the floor 4 times last week trying to get him to learn not to do it, and he has learned not to do it since then, and I mean, he's learned fast. It took a day of his new collar to learn not to do it again. But he didn't have a choice because I was too sick to take him out. So technically that's on me. That's my fault. I was too sick. So I had to clean that up today. That's the first thing I've been able to do all week. It's now Tuesday. I was sick all day Sunday. I was recovering Monday. I wanted to get it done Monday, but I ended up not being able to. I spent the entire day pretty much either feeding the cats or myself, or stuck on the couch trying to move, but just recovering. But so I finally got it cleaned up, got the mop bucket that I've been meaning to dump since Sunday. Actually, since Saturday, actually. I finally got the mop bucket dumped. I rinsed it out real good, dumped it again, and then filled it back up and mopped. Obviously, I picked up his mess first and then mopped the whole spare room again. I do want to get the bathroom finished, but I don't have energy to do that right now. So I was like, if I don't have energy to do the rest of the bathroom right now, at least do something productive. I've been wanting to get you guys another video, because I wanted to start getting these videos started before I forgot to start doing them, and then just never ended up doing them, like I did with my ADHD videos that I wanted to do and never started doing because I forgot. But yeah, so at least something productive while I can't physically be up doing something productive that needs done. Um, it's better than not doing anything. Better than sitting watching TV, wishing I could be up doing something, right? Um, but anyway, so um, at least the spare room is clean again. And as long as I don't get sick like that again to the point where I can't take him out, he won't do it again because one shock and he's like, fuck this. Mom, I need to go out. Mom, I need to go out. Obviously, that's not how he told me because dogs can't talk. If I start hearing the dog actually say mom, I'm either getting a video camera or I'm committing myself because either I'd be rich or I'd be freaking crazy. Right? But so he's like even barking. This dog does not bark ever. Ever. But he's barking, going nuts, wanting to go out. And I'm like, I can't move. I'm sorry. So really, he didn't have a choice. He didn't have any choice at all. But he is finally back to telling me when he's got to go. He's hasn't learned to use the tools that I'm trying to teach him to use to tell me he needs to go. Like this little guy right here. I'm trying to teach him to use stuff like this. Instead of excitement and barking because I don't always know what that means because sometimes he barks for other reasons. If he barks, like I said, he never barks. But I mean, it could be because the cats are being assholes to each other and he's like trying to figure out what's going on because he's done that too. And then I have to come in and separate him from the cats so they don't start shit with him and then him start shit with them and then one of my cats end up dead. Let's not. Yeah, let's just not. Let's not have them fight with him and end up not alive anymore. So I don't know. And then with the excitement, he gets excited over all kinds of things. He's a husky. So it could be over going out or it could be over like I don't know, anything. Any random thing. Could be that he wants to play with the kitties. It could be that he wants some peanut butter or I don't know, whatever he seems to be excited about at the time. He gets excited about all kinds of things because he is in fact a husky. So but anyway, so I really do want to train him to use his I know this is a baby toy, but I put these on my walker so that he can when I'm out and about he can like kind of to let me know he's got to go. So I can take him outside when I'm out and about. Because really, there's no other way for him to tell me. Because I don't know. He's not allowed to get all excited when we're in public. Because that's disruptive. And he can't be disruptive in public. And I think subconsciously he knows that because he's not been disruptive in public since I got him. Which is very strange. I guess something came out of my teeth. It's gross. My teeth are all messed up. I need a dentist and diabetes. Anyway, so he's learning. And somehow he just seems to instinctively know he's a service dog. I don't know, but he's pretty well behaved in public. But I still want to train him on the baby toys on my walker and bells on my door. So even if I'm asleep, he can wake me up with like some jingling, and I can come out and take him outside to go potty. That's the new lazy way to train a dog to go to the bathroom because his excitement could knock me over. and we want to train him out of that. And his barking can be disruptive, so we want to train him out of that. So as a service dog, I want to train him to use things that jingle to let me know, so it's easier to handle than being jumped on and licked and barking while I'm in the middle of church service, which he doesn't do, thankfully. But but in case he ever does feel the need to go potty that bad, let's not have him bark in the middle of church service. Learn to use the tools and save me having to get frustrated with him about it. But anyway, so back to the reason why we're here. And I apologize about the damage to the book. I've had it for a long time. I do not have a bookshelf right now, or a proper bookshelf right now. Like I said, I'm still moving my stuff in, and I don't have any really safe places to put my books at the moment. And like I said, it's really old. So there's water damage on it, and it looks a little bit gross, and probably needs retaped. I tape my books because they fell apart. Because I read them a lot. But this is a good book. And there's actually 2 books in this one book. You can buy them separately, but I got lucky and found it in like both books in one. You can't always find that with books. With this author specifically. But I got really lucky when I bought this book. I believe I bought this book either 2016 or before that. I know I was in the apartment that I met Sam in when I bought it, because I remember receiving the box and getting all excited and opening it, and it being in there, and it was obviously in much better condition back then. And it was used, but it was like in very good condition. There was like no damage to it at all. All the damage to it is because I've had it for so long. So, sometimes that just happens, unfortunately. But so I know I've had it for that long. I've been trying to get around to reading it for that long. But that's okay. So I've had this book for at least 8 years now. And actually today is our anniversary. Yep. August 6th. So happy anniversary, Sam. Even though I know he's not going to watch this because he's not into books. But anyway, actually he's not really into any of my content, but when you're with somebody, it's probably better that you don't have too much in common with them, because having too much in common means that you don't spend enough time apart and you don't have your own interests. And then you end up driving each other nuts. So it's good to have separate interests with the person that you're with. And for some people it does work when they have way too much in common. But I'm one of those people that I can't have too much in common with the person that I'm with when it comes to interests, because then I'd probably lose my mind, because I do need my me time. We do have a lot in common otherwise, like our illnesses and crap we've been through, and our values and our views on things, and the important things. The important things are what we have in common. But when it comes to interests, our interests are very, very different, and for us that's kind of a good thing. But anyway, so the author is I don't know if you can actually see it, Jude Devereaux. She is a very good author. She's one of my favorite romance authors. She writes a lot of stuff that's period romance, like Renaissance era or medieval era or like uh Bridgerton era. If you guys like the Bridgerton show, I do. I kind of got my mom addicted to it. I liked it so much that when I was staying with her, I got her into watching it, and she's now obsessed with it. But anyway, this book is actually based in like the the North American territories. Um, so, and I do find that era pretty interesting also. But so this one is called, well, the two in this book are called Twin of Ice and Twin of Fire. Now, the first one is about a set of twins, one named Houston, and the other one, I'm trying to remember now. Which is funny because that Blair and Houston are a set of twins that are pretty well off in Colorado Springs. They're actually their town is named after their family name, and because it was founded by their father. So, they're two little set of identical twins who are like, just little Southern belles, you know? And, so one is engaged to this guy who's like a doctor, and she really doesn't feel herself attracted to him. And she's very interested in this gigantic, beautiful house that's being built up on the hill. And so, and her sister, you know, wants to give her a break and let her check out this house and see what it's like. Because the guy who's building it is like dead set on getting with this Houston girl. So they actually come up with this idea to trade places for the night. Blair goes off with Houston's fiance Leander, the doctor, and actually Blair is kind of like the unpopular girl of the town because she, rather than be a little Miss Priss, she went off to become a doctor, which back in those times was kind of unheard of and kind of unacceptable. Yeah, because women aren't allowed to think. Thank God that has changed. I mean, there are still guys that think that that's how shit should be, and that's why they're not allowed anywhere near me. I've dated way too many guys like that, and thank God Sam is not one of them. One of the things I love most about him. But anyway, so they trade places for the night, pretending to be each other. Houston goes off to meet with this Taggart guy, who owns this big beautiful house, and he's all crude and doesn't know how to be a gentleman. And you know, she realizes, you know, maybe she should make a deal with him to help him out, to help him become more of a gentleman, and in return for letting her decorate his house, because that's actually what she wanted, is to just be in the house and decorate it for him. Well, in the meantime, Leander still actually thinks that Blair is Houston, and he's all wondering why the sudden thaw in her demeanor, because even though they're engaged, she doesn't really realize it, but Houston kind of sees him more of a brother than as a romantic relationship. And she never really, you kind of start to figure this out when you realize how much she pulls away from him and how she doesn't really pull away from Taggart when he makes advances on her. I mean, she's all like, "Whoa, I'm engaged," but she can't really help what she feels when he kisses her, like kind of how I feel when Sam kisses me. But anyway, so so he starts, you know, flirting with Blair, thinking that she's Houston, this Leander doctor guy. Um, and because she thinks that they have a traditional uh, engagement where they're actually into each other, she's like, well, what do? I should respond, which ends up turning into her unintentionally sleeping with him because he had intended on seducing Houston to get her to thaw or break up with her if she didn't respond. So he got Blair drunk thinking she was Houston and then plied her with oysters, aphrodisiacs, and strawberries and chocolate, and got Blair into bed with him. Well, when this all came to light, obviously he broke up with Houston, realized it was Blair he wanted, asked Blair to marry him. Houston kind of like felt a little jilted, but at the same time kind of free, and saw the the opportunity of Taggart proposing to her as an opportunity to help him and try to help her get out of the situation of feeling like the town pariah for being jilted. Um, but it actually ends up working out. And one part of the book is Houston's side of the story, where she falls in love with Taggart and slowly realizing that she's in love with Taggart while trying to turn him into a gentleman and trying to fix up his house. And she falls head over heels in love with him and not understanding why her sisters clearly so in love with Leander but won't stop trying to push Leander at her because she used to be his fiance. She's like, dude, I never really wanted him, stop, I'm in love with him. And so the other side is the second book is about how Blair fell in love with Leander, and she's trying to run away from it because she feels like she stole her sister's love. And she had a boyfriend a fiance that didn't really know her at all, wasn't remotely right for her. She wasn't attracted to at all. Kind of the same situation, but they're like colleagues. So the more that she spent time with Leander, the more she started to realize that she was absolutely head over heels in love with him. And he didn't expect her to just basically just put away her scalpel and her stethoscope and become a wife. He wanted her right there in the thick of it, helping him as his wife doctor. So working together, actually excited about her skills in being a doctor and not just another woman pretending to be a doctor, because women are allowed to think. So And then, you know, there's all kinds of other parts to the stories, to both stories too, but that's the meat of it. Um, I mean, these are incredible books. Um, I would definitely recommend, uh, if not, uh, getting them from a library if you can find them in a library. Definitely buying them. I bought these off of, I bought this book off of Barnes and Noble. I'm sure you can possibly find it on Amazon, but Barnes and Noble has a much bigger selection because they have new and used books, and you can get discounts if you have uh, the Barnes and Noble membership. I am not trying to advertise for Barnes and Noble. I am not being sponsored for this. I just really like my Nook, and I really like the benefits I get with the membership. So I'm not trying to advertise for them at all. At all. I promise. I mean, I like Amazon too. I just don't like my Kindle as much as I love my Nook. My Kindle kind of sucks. And I don't get, even with the Amazon membership, I don't get as good benefits for books as I do with Barnes and Noble. So in my opinion, now if your opinion differs, that's fine too, but in my opinion, Barnes and Noble is the better way to go. But to each their own. I like Barnes and Noble better. That's just me. If you like Kindle better, if you like Kindle and Amazon better, cool. I mean, obviously, I like Amazon and my Amazon membership because I love Prime. I watch Prime as much as I possibly can. It's not my only channel. I have to have multiple channels because of my ADHD. But it is the one that has the most things I want to watch on it. So, yeah. And then on top of it, y'all know that how much I love my Prime membership to begin with, because I am constantly buying stuff off of Amazon. I am constantly doing hauls for you guys through Amazon. So clearly I like my Amazon. But when it comes to books, specifically books, my preference would be Barnes and Noble. To each their own. If you guys like Kindle and Amazon for books better, cool. I'm not saying it's bad, because it's still a great place to find books also. When I can't find something on Amazon, I mean on Barnes and Noble, obviously that's the second place I look. But my preference for books would be Barnes and Noble. I could go on and on and on about the benefits, but like I said, I'm not here to advertise for them. I'm sure you guys can look it up and do your research yourself. I might even do a video specifically on that if you guys would like me to. If you want me to do a video specifically about the benefits of Barnes and Noble, let me know in the comments, and I'll do that for you guys. But I'm not going to do that right now. Right now, it was all about this book, Jude Devereaux's Twin of Ice and Twin of Fire. They are actually two separate books. The two books in that specific series, and they are very good in my opinion. I would definitely give them another read when I'm done with it, because I do that. If I like a book, then I'll keep it and read it again. It's probably why I take so long to get to the books that I bought, to be perfectly honest, because I reread the books that I like. But yeah. So this will definitely be one that I will reread again. It is not leaving my collection. The books I don't like, depends on how damaged they are. If they're really, really, really damaged, I'll throw them away. If they're not damaged, or not severely damaged, I'll donate them. So, and I also get a lot of books from book boxes around town, which I haven't done in a while because I don't have proper transportation to do that right now. But anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope I didn't rant for too long. And I will definitely share some other books that I'm reading in the future, because this is not the only book I'm reading right now. I'm reading actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books right now, not including the Bible books that I'm reading, and the devotionals I'm reading, and the self-care book that I'm still reading, trying to get back to you guys on, and start doing videos for you guys on, but I gotta remember where the hell I left off before I can start doing videos on it for you guys again. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, there's the 4 physical books I'm reading, and then I'm reading 3 Nook books right now. So I'm reading a lot of books right now, but the reason I wanted to do this book first is because this one I'm almost done with, if you can tell. And so I wanted to review it with you guys first before I finished it, and then forgot to review it for you guys. But obviously I have a lot more books to cover with you guys before I run out of material and have to wait until I start reading another book, and it takes me a long time to read. So thankfully, taking Siren outside to go potty has gotten me a lot more reading time, but it still takes me a long time to read because I am very dyslexic, which turns out my dyslexia isn't just traditional dyslexia. I actually have Arlen syndrome. I don't know if I pronounce it right. It's IRLEN. And it's way worse than dyslexia. And pretty much the way to treat it is to get tinted sunglasses that are like just the right tint for you to be able to read, or tinted reading strips, which kind of help with my reading anyway, because then I'm only reading 2 lines at a time instead of trying to read an entire paragraph, find 1 line an entire paragraph. It's so much easier, and the tinting really does help. That's actually in my most recent Amazon haul, those tinted reading strips. They have been such a great help. They've actually, I actually have one right here. They've actually increased my my speed rate of reading. So here's one right here. This one's pink, like my sunglasses that I have been using outside to read. But they have dramatically increased my speed of reading just because I'm able to understand the words a lot faster, because they're not moving around and changing on the page anymore. They're just staying words. I'm not spending 20 minutes trying to read a sentence like I used to. So it's dramatically increased my reading exponentially. So hopefully I'll be able to get through my books faster so that I can get you guys more reviews faster as well. But anyway, I don't want to rant too long. I hope you guys liked the video. Thanks for watching. Please share and subscribe, and have an absolutely beautiful day. And if no one has told you today, you are perfect. You are special. You are enough. You are everything that you are supposed to be. And don't let anybody tell you any different. Thank you. Bye-bye.